G'day, everybody. Oliver Jones here. Good to see you all. Just wanted to tell you about the latest exploits of our astral projection group, the Earth Guard. We've set our sights on a different target, one that, when we think about it, it's very logical, but when we haven't really touched on before, and that is the legal system. But I'll tell you all about that in a minute.
I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
So, as you may be aware, we had a very, very large victory last week, which was the crushing of the demonic factory, so that now there is an absolutely finite number of demons on the earth. They cannot rebuild, they cannot replicate in the numbers that have frustrated us for so long. What was really interesting is I got a call from an affiliated astral projection group who said the day after we did that, they received one of the keys, one of three keys to shut down the Great Nothing. And so we're all very, very excited about where things go next. And I'm really excited to see so many protests of, a million or more in dozens and dozens of cities around the world. I want to congratulate the people in Nepal for getting rid of their corrupt government. And let's hope that a few more follow. I saw some excellent footage of what was going on in Bolivia, of all countries. And I think we'll see that one rather soon as well. So one of our team was a little bit concerned about a law coming out in California, and it was about a law that allowed anybody really to fill out a form and take somebody else's kid out of school. Just walk up to the school, present your paperwork, and take the kid. What could go wrong? Well, we were looking at this law and we stumbled into something massive. And when we think about it, there is no surprises in what we found. And so as we started to look at this law on the astral planes, one of the things we noticed is that the world is covered in a spider web of laws, an absolute spider web, and a constricting, suffocating web of laws, which, as we're seeing these days, let some people do whatever they want and give license to arrest anyone else they don't like. It's terror laws amongst them, hate speech laws amongst them, and this recent law that gave access to anybody to allow them to go in and take kids out of schools. That's just another overreach of government, and doesn't matter how. So when we think back, what was the purpose of demons? Well, demons had two things they had to do. One was take all of the meat out of religion, all of the prayer knowledge out of religion. So what you're taught through religions is not much use. And the other thing was subvert the rulership caste and take them aboard. And what does the rulership caste do? Well, they rule, obviously, and they rule through laws. And so in the last, let's say, 50 years, it's a random number, what have they been using these people to do? Write law after law after law after law. And what they're doing is they're binding us little bit by little bit by little bit. Now, if you're familiar with this, then demons love contract. They love contract law. All contracts are fundamentally demonic and contradictory to free will, therefore are void. Now, if you're doing this sort of work yourself, you just want to hear that again. But the game is that once we vote for one of their idiots, then that idiot can write whatever law he wants, and he's not accountable until 4 years later. Or or ever really, because all he does is lose his job. He had his time, moment in the sun. So long as he doesn't do anything obviously too egregious, um, then he'll get away with supporting the construction of this legal framework forever. And what you're looking at is demonic contract over and over again. Don't do that. 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 And all of the impulses to do those things come from demons anyway. It's a very, very strange phenomenon that your alliance or your interest or your going along with the demonic impulse is actually the thing that's going to draw you tighter into their world through crossing the legal boundary. And so, and I say that all of the laws are written to prevent demonic behavior or behavior created by demonic impulse. Um, they're legalizing against the mental infection of their own kind. It's a bizarre thing. But what it does is it spirals people out into their world completely. And don't think that there is a single person in jail who's not heavily possessed. That's how you get there. The behaviors of demonkind take you there. And this legal framework has been built and reinforced by the rulership case for as long as anyone can remember. And it's gotten to the point where it's constrictingly tight. And we see it like a layer upon layer of spider web that are made of steel, and they're just tightening them little by little. It's really, really a vicious net. But our team is really, really strong, and we're able to analyze this deeply. And today we had our first action against this. So what we were seeing was, a standard control network, standard control nodes, but all of the paperwork, eventually, all of the energy that goes into the legal system ends up going off world. And there's only one candidate for that, isn't there? Like our friend the Great Nothing's the only one who would want it, who would set this whole thing up. His servants, demonkind, have yet another method for extracting from humanity. And for anyone who's been involved in anything legal or has gone to court over anything, well, for both sides, it's about as much fun as cancer. And so all of that misery and pain is just what they're collecting on, and it's the way the whole game is set up. So today was our first mission on pulling apart that entire structure, or well, I want to say the validity of the structure. And I think that that will help a lot in stepping forward the global agenda for ousting different corrupt governments. We'll see. We'll keep pushing. We'll see. But what we're looking at is we've had this is the third different avenue that we have to attack the Great Nothing, the third construct of his that we can take down. You saw us close the largest portal in our solar system. That was his, and that was a punch in the nose for him. You saw us do the attack on him the very first time, and that was a massive punch in the nose for him. And now dismantling his legal system, or the basis of his legal system, and make him unable to firstly withdraw his corruption of the people in the legal system, and his ability to siphon misery out of everybody who comes into contact with it. And at the end of this little campaign, I'm sure we're going to give the Great Nothing another punch in the nose. But as we liberate, as we withdraw each and every one of these structures, it just weakens his presence in our solar system, and takes us one step further to liberating Earth. And that's what we're all dreaming of. That's what we've been working hard for years. So this is our next target group. Do stay tuned. If you're part of my membership site, I'll be doing my first Q&A with the people there coming up on the 26th of this month, because I feel like I do want to speak directly to my people. I really do. It's just I haven't had the help, the staff, and and the support that I've needed to make it a reality, and that's starting to happen now. I am very, very excited to be sharing that time with you. And I'm also very, very excited to be launching a new thing that I'm doing for everybody who is not an A-grade astral projector or has spent thousands of hours doing this stuff. I'll be setting up to do prayer groups for the collapse of the Illuminati, which I think you'd all be, any watcher of this channel would be excited about, I think. And I'll be teaching you some energetic techniques on how to really rip them down and have a good time doing it. You know, it's one of the most adaptable spells that I know, and it's really, really perfect for this sort of thing. But yes, stay tuned for that. Plenty more to come. Like and subscribe to the video, and I love you all. Stay well. Bye for now.
I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.